say Nintendo?
No, I don't know. I don't speak Spanish. John, that was
Me,
awesome to just.
mother.
Oh my God.
Keep
Oh,
the hat on, bro. What are you doing?
how we doing? How we doing, players?
This is back to like old school Johnny, huh?
Dude, I'm teaching the crew like some stuff about like gaming and stuff. A couple of the guys are like 20, 21 years old.
What do you
He's
know
got a
about
date.
gaming,
He's
bro?
got a date tonight. He's all nervous.
Oh,
I'm
God.
like,
Getting advice from you?
What's
yeah,
your
I was
advice?
telling him, I'm like, dude, don't just bring her to one place. I was like, bring her to 3 places tonight. She's
If
like,
she
well, I
likes
don't
you.
know. I'm like, so then it's like 3 dates. It's not just one date.
Brilliant.
Dude, you're lucky. You're lucky if you get to the second place.
What do you mean?
You got to feel that
What do you mean?
because, like, if it's a first date, you're like, okay, this is going well, and you're like, hey, you want to go grab a drink here? She could. That's an out for her to be like, you know what? It's getting kind of late, or like I can't.
No,
If she
dude.
likes you, she'll go.
Or just start
Out.
driving, and she's like, and
No,
have
dude,
the music
my-
going. She's like, where are we going? Be like, it's our little secret. Kind
Elof
of feel like that. Like keep it.
didn't like me till the second place. I'm telling you, brilliant move. Brilliant move. And if she leaves you, she's
What's the
most
brilliant move, LJ? Go ahead, one more time.
multiple places is the only move.
That's what I told these motherfuckers. They're all looking at me like I'm
If
like
she bounces like
Master
Katya is
Sensei.
talking, that means she's supposed to get out of your life immediately.
If she's what?
No, it's true. Because if it's not going well, you're not going to the second
out
place.
immediately.
Yeah, totally. It is a good test. It's like
Yeah, so
it's a
it's like-
really great test.
It's like a weeding out process where you're like,
Totally.
and then when you're in the I told him he's like I'm having her pick me up. I'm like, no,
What, dude?
I was
No.
like, bro,
No.
you're 20. I was like, you don't know
And you
shit.
can't get her fucking wasted. Oh,
And then
shit.
I told him, I'm like, bro, I'm like, you're the one driving, and then she's like, where are we going? Be like, to my secret fucking spot. And
No,
then
no, no,
it's like,
Don't
Don't
say
say
that.
that.
Don't say that.
Scary,
Don't say
dude.
that.
That sounds
Don't
like
say
you're
that.
getting raped, bro.
Yeah. don't say
bro,
that.
then that's the thing. It's like you guys are loud. You're like, ha, ha, ha. It's like I frame it as like a funny thing, like a secret spot. Like it's not, you know what I mean? It's a
Dude.
joke. It's a joke.
Don't
I
say
It's
don't
that.
a
know,
joke.
man.
Nothing serious. You guys are so serious. It's like, ha 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 ha. 80%
Yeah,
of the
dude,
date is
that's-
just
you're saying serious shit with that stuff. That's serious stuff.
Yeah, that's like I'm texting my friends like, come
Kids,
fucking get me
bro.
because this
Dude,
guy's
maybe
gonna kill
not
me.
She's not gonna do that. After an hour with me, she knows I'm not gonna be that weirdo. It's like it's just funny.
Yeah,
Stop it! Stop it!
You've had John. We all know you've had friends that had to leave town immediately over.
Hey, listen, bro. Listen. I don't know. That's all I'm gonna say.
What's up, bro? We miss you.
Miss you guys. Let's jump in.
This
Yeah.
is Vikings Banter dating advice, apparently.
Yes. Well, look, Vikings Banter, we're going to jump on these Zoom calls still. We're going back to some of the old school stuff. John's a busy corporate man. And also, we want to be able to get in a few more other interactions of other picks, other chats, all these different things. So we're going to get on here a little bit more regularly to make it happen. Going into San Francisco, how screwed are we?
I'm gonna let John take it since he's been missing.
All right. Well, give me the stats on that. When was the last time the Niners beat the Vikings in Minneapolis? I'm gonna go back in Metrodome days in 1999. That was it Ricky Waters' rookie year?
Okay.
So how's that?
Wow,
for
we
a
get a
stat?
Johnny
You gotta
sweep
think- you gotta
stats
think
right
of
off
all
the
times
bat.
Randy
Off of
Moss.
this weird stat.
I
What's
love
up?
it.
You got to think of all the times that Randy Moss' stepchild, Ahmed Plummer, and Mike Rumpf, and those guys like cornerbacks on the Niners, and it's kind of like the Vikings playing in Seattle. I think it's their rough spot. The only thing I can really think of is maybe they think of this as a revenge game and kind of key in on us, circle it on their calendar, and have Kyle Shanahan get a little butthurt about Cock beating him last time around. But definitely hurts that Addison is out. That's really discouraging for us. Obviously, he's a difference maker, being a first-round pick, and Hawkinson being out sucks as well.
I can't
So-
imagine they're scared of us at all. I think they're sitting around and saying, we have to do
That's
one
right.
thing, stop Justin Jefferson. And if we stop him, they're not even thinking about the Vikings. They go,
I think the only thing they're right. I think the only thing they're thinking about is continuing like a winning streak so that they can get back to the Super Bowl. They're like the Vikings, who cares?
No, you guys are completely forgetting that last season we caught them off guard and beat them. And they wrote that down, and they've been thinking about it and
I don't think they care about us.
Oh, they care.
I don't think they
The
care.
road to a Super Bowl.
They do care.
We stumbled them with bullshit, and we beat them. There's no way those guys are overlooking. We all watched Kittle and these guys writing things down. They remember things years down the road. I don't think they're overlooking us at all.
That scares me.
The coach's job to be like, remember last year when we were we were the best team in the NFL, and then we went and we thought, oh, we're at home against the Vikings. This will be a walkover. And they fucking punched us in the mouth. I think that's their bulletin board this week.
No, they gave Kirk Cousins a little
I
win.
honestly am scared that they could like beat on our cheeks like Shannon Sharp. And we're gonna get it deeper than we've ever known then. Because we're not
what are the real quick, what are the chances that was a scripted thing for Shannon? Okay.
No way.
Have you listened?
No.
And
no.
This is the thing. This is how I talk about the Shannon Sharp thing, the same way anybody talks about the debate. If you haven't listened and watched to all of it, don't talk to me about it. It is 30 minutes of slam time.
Wait, it's 30 minutes?
It's
Wait,
like
how did no one get in there?
It's like 23 minutes. But it's
full I know, but how did finally he had someone on his team was like, oh fuck, and like got off of it. So how did it take someone 25 minutes to get that alert that like, hey, your guys like smashing on Instagram Live right now?
Because he's so in the moment. He's like,
good.
When
no,
you're
not
smashing,
him. I'm
you're
talking about
thinking
his
about
team.
nothing else but that.
No, but
I'm
how
not
did they
talking
don't
about
have
him. I'm
access
talking about his
to
team.
phones?
Yes, they did. That they turned it off. That's how it happened.
Yeah, like one of his
That's how
like
it happened.
media guys turned it
Yeah.
off.
You turn off somebody else's phone.
You have access to their Instagram. I used to have Timmy's, and I could like go in and like delete shit. I'm like, you're dumb. See you later.
Yeah, it was one of his like podcast guys that like turned it off for him. And that was also the person that said my phone was hacked. That was.
Did you see that they uncovered her too? They like exposed who she was too
immediately.
Yeah, Shelly.
The internet is undefeated.
Man, the internet.
She's
yeah. So I think yes, we will be. That will be a good metaphor for our weekend.
Okay, I like that.
And if anything, because CMC is out. Who else is out?
Trent Williams is going to be playing. They got Ayuk back too, so I think Ayuk will have a big game.
Ayuk had a bad week 1, and he admitted he's like, I was not prepared. CMC out means Jordan Mason has another chance to shine and try to fight for like a role on another team or a contract. Like these guys aren't like, oh, we're all superstars and this is, beginning of the season. It's like these guys are still fighting for jobs and trying to prove things. I think
this brings up a great point of my own fuck up, which was, let's get a little fantasy advice from Luke. Those of us who drafted CMC first and did not get the handcuff, go ahead. What should we fucking do now?
I mean, okay, so I'm not going to sit here and bash you. I'm not a John Gooder who's going to be like,
no, it's just in the comment. It's just in the group chat.
No, I mean, look, the like one of my big rules is you have to get your handcuffs, especially if you're going to spend high, what's it called? Value.
Draft pick. I hated that I chose him. I didn't want to take him. I didn't want to take him. I hate being first.
You got to get a guarantee.
I hate it.
Who are you going to, taking first sucks. You have to take CMC at that spot because
I passed on him. I told Luke today I'd pass on him at 1.
Well, who do you take?
I wish I would have. Who'd you take?
Just anyone else, dude. I don't know.
What do you
second
mean?
best.
You can't take Brees. You can't take Bijan. Neither have done it before. Jameer Gibbs is a split time back. Like there's so many.
Yeah, like Gibbs or someone like that. Brees Hall. Yeah, that sounds dumb, dude. But hindsight right now, we're sitting here like wondering, coulda, shoulda, woulda, right? Like.
No, I would. If you had taken them, I would have gone nuts because at least you can trade CMC for, at minimum one of their values. But no, at this time of the season, I almost want to start a new segment called "All In or Fold," like a little poker thing. Like guys all in on and guys I'm folding on. We'll do that in the next one. We'll get like a nice edit going. But
don't fold like Tua. Don't do that.
No, I won't be folding like Tua, but I would have folded on Tua coming into the week because I've just never thought he was a good quarterback. And I was fucking shitting on him in my group chat. I was like, dude, this guy fucking sucks. And then to try to make up for all of his 3 interceptions, he was like, I'm gonna make a big boy play and run across the field and dive head first. Like, you cannot be trusted to lead a team into the playoffs if you are that fragile where one hit in the head and you're out for the game. Like, how can you trust
He
that?
watched too much Lamar. He was watching too much Lamar.
Yeah.
$1
Dude,
it's like
the head first sliding thing is so dumb. I think when Christian
So
Ponder
dumb.
first said it, he's like, "I'm gonna dive head first." Everyone's like, "Dude, no." Remember that when he got his
Everybody
bell
didn't
rung,
even know
diving
what a
head first?
Tua hit looked like when everybody was begging for one of those back in
one
the day.
wasn't even bad. Like the ones where he whacks his head on the field, you're like, ooh, like what's going on there? This was like DeMar Hamlin didn't even really hit him. He just kind of stood.
Well, no, because
You know what I'm
his
saying?
body went into
Tua
that-
jumped
that-
into him and like twisted his head, but it's like, dude,
that's a reaction of
course.
brain damage. Yeah.
No, I'm saying like that hit isolated shouldn't take a guy out like that.
Sure.
But because his brain is that fucked up, like that little of a hit, like if you're in the playoffs, you've got to dive for a third down, like trying to get a first down. If he tries to make that play and he's out, like you're left with Skylar Thompson coming in, who looked so bad.
So bad. That was
Remember,
so bad.
He played us 2 years ago. He started against the Vikings, and he almost beat us. And I was like, God damn, like this kid's decent. And then the last night, you're like, who the fuck is this guy?
No, he was not decent. Our defense was just awful then.
Yeah, that's true. That was the misery year.
Yeah, that was
he's out for the next 4, you think, or what?
I think he retires.
He's done.
No, he's done. He's ESPN.
You have to hang out, dude.
I agree. I think he should give it up because it's not cool. And like Antonio Pierce, the coach of the Raiders, came out today and said they asked him like, if that's your guy, he goes, I'm telling him to retire. Like, it's not worth it. You got 50 years ahead of you. And like this, this, God forbid, like Tua could be one of those guys that, God, knock on wood, like dies on the field. Like, then what,
Well,
even the last time around, people were clamoring for him to retire.
Totally.
So,
this time, and it was his head hit Hamlin's heart, and everyone's like, "Dude,
that was the tragic
irony."
Well, that was a Super Bowl that we never wanted. It was like, dude, but there you go. Hamlin gets to play, Tua doesn't. Like, it's a wrap.
I mean, we're all happy for Hamlin. We all want Tua to quit.
Yeah, of course everybody wants him to live, but he has to stop.
So then what? So
they do?
Are we talking about Shedeur then on the Dolphins? Shedeur Sanders or what?
No,
do you tank? Like, what do you do the rest of the season?
Are we too early to spec with that? Or what?
Do you just?
Well, Mike Shedeur to the Cowboys thing went up in flames, and it was actually funny.
The Cowboys are Colorado's tanking, so Colorado NFL should tank.
Awful, dude. Shedeur does not look good. Like, somebody tweeted out or wrote on Instagram, like Jerry Jones saw what Shedeur looked like and immediately gave Dak that extension. Like, all right, fuck it, I'm wrong. Like, we stick with Dak because Shedeur is not looking like a world beater. What he means.
And then the worst part about it is him mercilessly ripping his own O-line. Yeah. Just like, man, that's not a good look.
Very immature. Yeah. No,
I still think the Bears will take him late rounds.
The Bears?
Yeah. And just like ruin their whole thing.
I'm down for them to do that, but
Caleb Williams looked like trash.
The Bears offense did not run smoothly. It was a lot of just like missing guys by a couple feet. But I mean, Washington's offense looked like shit with Jaden Daniels. These guys can't throw yet. It's the timing. It's like, a half a second changes, 5 feet in a throw, but they won the game, and that just shows that they can win ugly. So Will Levis on the other.
Can we talk about Kirk and the contrast of Sam Darnold? And thank God we got rid of Kirk, and now we have Darnold. And I'm like, oh my God, I would have done the trade straight up for them, one to one right now.
Dude, us getting Dallas Turner is just. That feels like the trade-off. Like they did us a favor. Like, okay, you guys can have Dallas Turner. We'll take her. It's like, okay, fine. Hey, this is that. What was the pick we wanted to get? That you were clamoring for, John. When the tampering pick. This is basically.
The tampering pick. Yeah, that makes sense.
Dallas Turner got his sack and looked fucking explosive.
Like God has our back on this.
Wait, you know what's even better? Is that Kirk's on Monday night this week too? So he's going to look even.
I saw that. I was like, "Oh, you guys don't know about Monday Night Kirk."
Oh, it's so great.
You guys see that bit about him talking about being in the pistol? in trying to mimic Peyton Manning?
No.
He was talking about how they were exclusively in the pistol and shotgun last week, which he never really does. He's always been an under center guy, rolling him out and like flipping, his upper body and him doing that. You know what I mean? He's always been that dude, but apparently he's trying to mimic Peyton Manning back in like 2001 when he's sitting square in the pistol. What's up?
Is it after the neck surgery?
I can't remember the timing on that, but Kirk was talking about how he wanted to emulate Peyton Manning in the pistol, which I thought was a little bit weird. It's like, why are we suddenly going pistol now?
Why are you reinventing the wheel?
Ankle is not ready, and he knows if he doesn't get out there and he lets Penix play, and Penix plays well, that could be the end of him playing. So Kirk's got to grit it out and be out there, but he does not look ready to play football.
He does.
Kirk's like, hey, I'm hurt. I'm not, doing this. Like,
wondering out loud here if he needed another 4 to 6 weeks there, if they should have put him on PUP then or something.
Yeah. Well, and now I'm pissed because again, I thought Penix was going to play against us in Atlanta when they come up to Minnesota. Now I'm actually mad because I don't think Kirk makes it that far.
No, he has to. He'll look better. He wasn't ready for game speed. He didn't play in the preseason. Like, these are the things that when you miss
8 or 9, dude, he's not going to make it that far.
He's going to make it. They paid him too much money. They can't. They have to play him. That's their guy. What are they going to do with him? They can't just have 50 million dead cap. That guy plays. Pretty crazy.
It's just people are going to be sounding the Penix trombone pretty hard here in the next couple weeks. So
wait,
he has a pretty short leash. I'm going to give it to like week 4 or 5. I mean, if he continues to play like shit and take sacks and stuff, it's like they're gonna put Penix in and just be like, listen, man, your time's done. And then what? They got to take the dead cap hit next year. I mean,
they can't do anything.
Just not a good look. Falcons to me are almost worse than the Panthers right now in terms of management.
Nothing is worse than the Panthers ever. It might be the worst ever. Did you see they posted a 9/11? We remember, and everybody, all the Panthers fans wrote in their comments, watching this team makes me wish I was in the planes.
Oh my God.
I was laughing. So
oh my God.
I did see they had
Sunday is our 9/11. Like everyone was just going nuts on the comments. Like, this is the worst put together football team in the history of football. What the fuck have you guys done?
I didn't know that Charlotte
definitely a bad social
like
media
that.
gaff. And then Luke, if you look at the comments too, they're selling tickets on lower level for like under $20, under $40. It's something ridiculous like that.
Should we go to Charlotte?
Yeah, but to watch that product play.
Yeah, no.
God. They don't even have any stars right now that I'd want to even go see.
I mean,
back to my fantasy advice. Give me some.
Leggett guy that they drafted, like Leggett, like who?
Leggett. I mean, they're in fucking turmoil to say the least. I don't know what they got. Jonathan Brooks coming back.
Huh? Bryce Young, dude, you got to move on from him, man. It's that bad.
Yeah, all right. We reported that first that he sucked ass, and CJ Stroud is much better. But
so they're really going to be the #1 overall pick again, huh?
3 years in a row they might get it, and then have fucked it up by giving it to dude. That trade, they gave away DJ Moore for free, and they traded 3 picks that eventually led to Caleb and all these other things. It's like, what the hell did you guys do for Bryce?
People were saying that Ryan Poles applied for that job when he was in Kansas City and didn't get it, and then went out of his way to fuck them over on that trade. That's one theory I heard.
Wait, that's awful. And dude, after watching Hard Knocks, I like Ryan Poles, and it really upsets me. He just seems like a good guy. Oh,
sometimes his phone dies, Luke. That's how that works.
We lost iPhone 69.
Fantasy advice. So there's 2. Yeah, he's giving dating advice from iPhone 69.
Yeah.
The fantasy advice right now, it's one of those things I was thinking about. I was going back and forth. I was like, is this one of those cliches? You can't win your fantasy football league in week 2, but you can lose it in week 2. And then I thought through that and I was like, fuck that. That's not the case. You can really set yourself up to win or completely tank your entire season. It just kind of depends which kind of fantasy player you are. There's the all-in guys and there's the chip protectors where like you're doing decent right now and you're like, okay, I don't want to rock the boat. So I'm going to hold on to everything I'm not going to make a big pickup. I'm not going to drop a guy I thought was good, but he looked bad in just week one. Like, there's too many overreactions out there that can sway you in either way. I'm an all-in guy. I like to rock the boat. I think I'm smarter than, the majority of analysts. So in week 2, I'm the one looking at my players like, who overperformed that I can now trade and go after these guys who underperformed. I'm a big name whore. So if I have a guy like Isaiah Likely or Xavier Worthy who blew up, like, sure, these guys could end up being very good players, but right now they're not a proven commodity. So until they are, I would rather trade them away for a guy like, if you need a quarterback like a Jalen Hurts who struggled week 1, a Joe Burrow who looked awful week 1.
Chill. Burrow's coming back, dude.
He's coming back.
No, he's not.
Doesn't look like he's going to be very good.
No, he's not.
Missing T. Like,
Last
it's a
night-
tough situation.
Last night, LJ said that Joe Burrow was better than Josh Allen.
No, I mean, look, they're right there as far as
No.
like, who do you want as a winning quarterback? Like, Joe Burrow is the only one who's proven he can beat Pat Mahomes in the playoffs, other than Tom, who's gone. Joe Burrow's like Joe Cool, but he's got way better wide receivers. Like, you saw what Josh Allen was working with last night. There's nothing there. If you give him Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, Josh Allen might be out of this fucking world. But for fantasy,
but Joe Burrow has a Jamar Chase that's ruining the locker room right now.
Jamar Chase and T, I think T's ruining the locker
Yeah,
room.
it's T. Yeah.
He took himself out of the last game. He doesn't want to play. Like, he's just, but they won't pay him. So I'm like, can I blame him? No. He asked to be traded. They said no. Then he said, let me test free agency. They said no, and they franchised him. He's like, dude, I want to go fucking get paid. And they're like, no. It's like, you would lose your.
Yeah, they're done. I get it. I get Cincinnati's done, but I think Burrow can still put up huge numbers.
Burrow is amazing. Burrow is a top 5 quarterback, easy. Like,
but you're still saying I need to move on from him. You're saying
No, I'm saying go get him. I'm saying if you're one of the guys if you don't have Burrow and people are sounding the red alarm, sounding the alarm saying, like, oh, Burrow had a bad week 1. Like, yeah, go get a Burrow. Like, trade the Isaiah Likely, trade the Xavier Worthy, these guys who had monster week 1s who overperformed, and you don't know if it's going to continue. Like, I know Joe Burrow will right the ship. So go trade for a guy like Joe Burrow or a Jalen Hurts, a DeAndre Swift, a Javonte Williams, a Garrett Wilson, all these guys that had bad week 1s. That's who I'm targeting to trade for, even though, there's more risk right now because it's like, oh, you had a bad start to the season. That's when you get those cheap, dirty trades in. That's what I like to do. I'm an all-in.
So a Mason, are you also getting rid of a handcuff guy like that is not going to last all season?
Those are the tough ones where it's like, where do you value Jordan Mason? If you're a CMC owner, Katya, if you're a CMC owner and you don't have him, you're kind of fucked where you have to go get him.
So I have a prime example. Saquon Barkley. What would I do with him right now? Do I like get crazy value for him?
Right now, if you could get, like, if somebody had Jordan Mason and CMC and you could trade Saquon for the pair of them, I would do something like that because there's really only a couple guys who are better than Saquon as it is. But right now might be his best week of the entire season. I think he'll be good throughout the season, but right now he's like right there with top value of any running back. But when CMC,
that will be his best game all season.
It could be, yeah.
Most likely, but it's like hard to play
touchdowns on 120 yards. Like, that's fucking big.
You know what's preventing me from going out and getting Jordan Mason right now is the fact that they play the Vikings on Monday. And I just like, I can't kind of deal with that right now. You don't want to watch
him run all over. And I don't think but it's not about this week. If anything, you wait and hope he doesn't have, because and then people are like, okay, he's not he's not CMC.
Fuck you, Chris House. I'm coming for you week 3.
Yeah, like you wait this week, maybe make another move and like find a fill-in running back for now. Do not trade CMC. Hold on to that because his value is the lowest it could be right now. But then at least you always have an option of like the San Francisco starting running back. But yeah, this week I don't think is a good week to have Jordan Mason. But after he has a back down to earth week, then you go get him after that and be like, okay, let's give me realistic value for him. And then you're set. Like, if CMC plays, you're good. If Jordan Mason plays, you're good.
Okay. Another interesting one that I'm having struggles with right now is I have Dak Prescott and Sam Darnold on the same team.
I don't think
Sam Darnold,
Oh,
right? Like this is the position I'm in. I can't do anything else with it. This is what I got myself into. I was
struggling with finding the drop button for Sam Darnold.
No, Sam Darnold played way better than Dak.
No, Sam Darnold had a beautiful game one. The Giants are the worst team in the NFL. Them and the Panthers are battling it out for worst team I think I've ever seen. Malik Neighbors is already dinged up. That team is a fucking nightmare. Joe Shane should be fired just from his appearance on Hard Knocks, let alone what that team is doing. We got lucky. It was like a college team paying $1 million to go up against like a D2, school. That's what we got week one.
No,
like that was
I hate this. I hate this because as Minnesota fans, we know what we've classically done is we play down.
Yeah.
We hardly ever just like kind of dominate and beat the team we're supposed to.
Yeah,
At least in the last 15 years, it just always felt like we play down. And then we have these random play up moments when we needed to.
Yeah.
We beat
like San Francisco last year.
It was like, our competition. Yeah.
But we like held them. It was obvious. It wasn't scary. We just like, and then we slowly burn them out too. And that speaks volumes for like who our team is. To watch our defense wear a team out is really nice to see because they didn't
felt bad. Our team said they felt bad on the sidelines for Daniel Jones. Imagine being a veteran who has $150 million and the other team's defense, whose job is to kill you, feels bad for you. Like that's how bad it was for the Giants.
Right. And think about how many times we've woke up on a Monday morning after we've played a Sam Darnold type quarterback and ESPN's going, wait, is Sam Darnold the guy? Is he like back? And thank God we don't have that type of team this year.
Look, again, imagine being the Giants losing like that in those dumbass fucking uniforms too. Those were real rough. Like you looked so bad, and then the team managers put you in like the world's ugliest uniforms.
Insult your fans more. Fans were leaving MetLife with 5 minutes in the third. Leave the home opener in the third quarter.
I mean, it's a pain in the ass to get out of there, so I don't blame them.
It's just crazy. Like it's
first
not
game of the season though. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, and they weren't 30 points down. Like it was. You could come back. It just look. Sam Darnold had 200 passing yards. No receiver had 60 yards. Like that wasn't like a damn. Like we fucking lit the world on fire. But that's how we're gonna have to win games. Is like a solid run game. Get the ball to JJ when we can for opportune touchdowns. And then the defense has just got to close it out. So everything worked. I just, we got to see it now. We go from one end of the spectrum to the other. Giants are the worst team in the league. San Francisco could be the best team in the league. So
what's our path to win against San Francisco? Is there something available to us that we can
I think it's stopping the pass. I think they're going to come out a little more pass heavy this week. Jordan Mason gives us a little bit of an edge, that we don't have to face a CMC, but it's just going to be defense. Like we need to keep the offense on the field long enough that the defense can be fresh. If we're doing 3 and outs and the defense gets tired, they're going to run all over us. But yeah, we need to keep the offense on the field, sustain decent long drives, work the ball to JJ because we don't have Addison.
Well, okay, this brings me to who my stepchild player of the week. My prediction for this week is Jalen Nailors.
I like Nailor.
JJ is going to be double teamed. We don't have Addison. I think he's the obvious choice of who's going to have like a star killer game this week.
Looked good last week when Addison was out, and they've been.
That's my stepchild pick of the week.
I like that. I think in order for us to have an unbelievable game, it has to all go through Justin Jefferson. I actually think we need a hedge and double down on the bet. We have to go Randy Moss rule. We have to force the ball.
15 times. It was not enough. He needs to be getting the ball at least 10, 12 times every single game. Like a run.
It's Jefferson. It's the only way, our only path to winning this game, I think. And then our linebackers just have to step up like crazy on defense, and they have to do everything from stopping the run to also supporting pass coverages. But do you not hate Addison yet? Like, this is the type of game that we need him. We
Well,
need
and did you see he's like posting on Instagram, like he's like somewhere, he's in
Hey,
New York or something.
Yeah, I don't know where he is. He posted a very cryptic Instagram.
Yeah,
Kid,
yeah.
get it? But he's talented. That's why I like him. But if he's
Check
hurt,
out the
clearly
check
it's
out the
worse.
Instagram story though. Vikings banter. John put up a hilarious. That was great.
Good.
Song choice.
Definitely immature. There's no denying that. You'd hope that he matures quickly, but one thing after another. All the reports said he's missing from practice, and the coaches didn't really say much about it. So you're like, did he get?
I told you he gets cut this offseason or next offseason, guaranteed.
Look, if we traded him, if we did like a Stephon Diggs trade, I'd be totally fine with it. You can't cut him, but trade him and get some piece, sure, be my guest. But he's fucking good when he's on the field. It's just
I know the most annoying thing for me is one, receivers that keep themselves off the field for injuries or off-season problems. And then, but the thing that I hate the worst is when receivers can't catch footballs. So that's what he can catch. He has everything you would want. He could honestly become like a Chris Carter to Justin Jefferson's Randy Moss. Absolutely. And that's what's most annoying about him to me, is that he has the attributes.
It's the ceiling is there and you're just wasting it away, it feels like. But look, second year, it's the second week. He played, he got hurt. Let's hope he's okay and can come back, because we're going to need him and all hands on deck, just like we need TJ Hawkinson back. Josh Oliver filled in valiantly, but and then Hitman got his fucking pick. He's a dog. My boy Van Ginkel got his pick 6. I love him.
Your stepchild
flying around back. And Blake Cashman ended up getting the green dot, not Ivan Pace, which was Pace, and then they gave it to the veteran, which I'm fine with, as long as Ivan Pace is fine with it.
Yeah, I do think that sucks that he doesn't continue to do that, but however, that is the way the defense should look right now, right? Like that should be that guy.
Veteran linebacker. That's why we brought him over. It's like, you're a middle linebacker through and through. You sit there. You've seen more defenses. You've seen more NFL speed. You lead us out there. I'm fine with that.
And there's nothing worse than a young guy that has to be a leader too quick when he still needs to learn from somebody.
Exactly.
It's like, dude, I want somebody who to look up to.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I'm fine with Pace learning from someone and not being like, hey, it's your team, go. It's like, whoa. So yeah, I think, and also the Niners defense, as star-studded as it is with Fred Warner, Nick Bosa, like it's an amazing defense, but it's mostly the guys up front. So they can be beat in the secondary. So JJ could very easily have a big game. Expect a lot on the ground, but the air is there.
Now, one question I had last night when I was thinking about this was, is Tristan Jackson on our practice squad, or is he actually rostered?
No. He's our 4th receiver.
Okay, because he played so well in the preseason, and he kind of has like a big body type where it's like he's almost one of those guys where he looks like an X, a real number 1, just with like his body type, the way he catches the ball. Mm-hmm. That's where I do think that he slowly becomes like our stepchild going later into the season, that if he gets some snaps because of Addison getting out, he steps into some roles. I think he slowly proves himself to be like a real guy, because his name was getting called all the time in the preseason.
Oh, he looked great in the preseason. I thought he carved out the 3rd wide receiver role. I didn't realize how much they liked Jalen Naylor until we see now that he's like the guy that took over Addison's routes immediately. But Tristan Jackson, most difficult name to say in the world, and Jalen Naylor have both kind of stepped into that KJ Osborne role that we were like, come on, like you can do it. And he never took it. So hopefully one of them, or when Addison gets back, have all 4 out there and just have this fun spread offense. Look, Cock looked like he really impressed me with his game 1. Everybody came out, did their jobs, was fast. Like his post-game locker room speech, he goes, you guys looked way more prepared, in way better shape than the other team. And he's right. Like he had that team prepared to go out there and win. There was no rust. There was no like, it's week 1. We got excuses. They came out and they were flying. And Flores had the defense looking like world beaters. But
Yeah.
now we get the real test. Like, how good is this team?
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited.
Are we
What?
gonna get this on local in LA? Because it's San Francisco.
It's in Minnesota.
Right, but like
It'll be
what
a
other
10.
game would be
I don't know.
the live the regular game here?
That always gets weird for me in LA when it gets local, because then like Sunday Ticket blocks it.
Yeah, you
I
got
don't have Sunday
It
ticket.
gets goofy when that
God.
happens.
They take it. Sunday Saints Cowboys. Sometimes they give it to the Cowboys just because they're such a big market.
Some guy just pulled up to my driveway, got out of his car, walked in here and asked me, how many weeks into September are we?
Are you like out in the open?
He's in his garage.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Wait, what?
Where is your gun, sir?
Yeah, kinda.
The wife won't really let me get one.
Wrapped up.
Wait,
Raiders.
this continues my week of like weird fucking encounters with
Yeah.
people.
This is also
Raiders,
all the
Ravens.
results to let me have.
Raiders Ravens will probably be
Do you
the
have a bat?
local game.
You have a bat, yeah.
Well,
Louisville Slugger.
Pretty sick, dude.
Katya, the Chargers play the Panthers and the Raiders play the Ravens. Both.
Oh,
at
look
that.
at your little. So we won't. It won't be.
I doubt it. I don't think.
Okay, so find me at the Naughty Pig because I don't have Sunday ticket.
With the Swifties.
Yeah, with the Swifties. No, they will. But the TVs are better at the Pig, and
hot take.
I know. Well, not on the patio. Maybe I'll sit on the patio. Get the breakfast bagel because it's so fucking good there.
Yeah, no, you can't make up for it now. You already shit on them.
Sorry. My bad.
All right. Well, we'll come at us, everybody, after the game, right? We'll get some clips out after the game to be able to talk about what happens. Luke, what would it take for you to still have us lose but stay optimistic for the season? What does that spread look like for you with this?
If we lose within 10 points and we're competitive throughout the game, and Darnold doesn't have like 3 picks, like it's just those untimely turnovers that you can't really do anything about. Like if we have a 60-yard drive and then Aaron Jones fumbles, something like that, and you're like, like that shouldn't have happened. That's kind of like a random thing. Those are the ones that I'll give excuses for. But if it's like 3 and out, Darnold forces a pick, it's like, okay, now this offense is looking like shit. We've got
if we grind it out late fourth quarter, we win by 3 in like a dogfight. Where do you go mentally? Like
then it's a completely different outlook, and it's like Kevin O'Connell is a top 10 coach, and we've been unjustly shitting on him, last year. But it's like you've got to give so much credit to Flores. I would imagine if we win like 35-32, I'll be like, Flores, what the fuck are you doing? But if it's win out a win and it's like 18-21, something like that, then it's like, okay, you know what? Like this is one of those dog type teams, like I'm not going to say like the Bucks or Ravens defenses, but like the Legion of Boom, something like that, where you're like, they can win with just defense. And
yeah, like if it's a low scoring game and basically our kicker and defense only keep us in the game,
and
where
just
it's, it's 12-10 and you're just like, oh, okay, 4 field goals, no touchdowns.
Then you have a defense that can compete for a Super Bowl. Like that's the kind of thing you're looking at.
So this changes your ego. This is an ego game of like just staying baseline, staying your pessimistic self. Or if we do win this, we'll probably have to check your ego.
Oh yeah. My ego will be through the roof. I'll be dropping golden rules left and right. No, it's also knowing that TJ Hawkinson comes back and Jordan Addison, who are 2 very high profile weapons. Them returning is a big thing also going forward.
Okay. And then what type of discount do we put on let's say we did randomly win this, the fact that CMC is not playing? How much do we have to keep our ego in check that, hey,
a little bit
there?
Yeah, they're not 100% yet, but that, this is the NFL. You've got to show up and play with who you've got. We're not.
And they're like,
we lose. I'm not saying
Ayuk and
have Addison. Fuck you.
Well, and Ayuk and Debo were they're gonna they should blow things off the water. Like
Debo should be
this
great.
is
Yeah.
Debo looks great on Monday.
Totally ruined my fantasy team, so I don't know.
I don't like him in fantasy. He drives me crazy.
Wasn't great.
No, this is what he does. He's like, is he a running back? Is he a receiver? He doesn't get enough volume at running back. He's got to like break for a 60-yard, miracle touchdown. And then you're like, oh my God, Debo's incredible. But he doesn't get the volume of a top guy. He's such a tough player. And also he looks kind of fat and he doesn't look fast, but nobody can catch him. I've never understood the Debo thing.
I got to get rid of him.
I gotta go get more, I think.
I had Debo last year and it sucked.
Yeah.
All right. Appreciate you all. This is good. A little Friday afternoon buzz. We'll talk to you all soon. Let's go. Skol Vikes. Predictions just before we get out of here.
Cool.
Don't even need banter after it. I just need your scores.
Let's see what the spread is. Spread is
what is the spread?
4.5 Niners.
4.5.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And the over under is 46.5.
Okay.
Is it true that you always get 3 at home? Is that how it really works?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
it's like a even, and it just goes 3 to the home team.
All right, I'm going. Keep it tight still. 21-24 Vikings.
I was gonna go 27. I'll go 27-21 Niners.
Okay. I'm going 20-13 Vikes.
Ooh.
Because it's going to be defensive battle, little grind it out. There's going to be some field goals. 20-13 Vikes. Yeah. All right. Skol, y'all. God bless.
Good.
See ya.